A deep, dry, sharp crack like stone breaking rang out. It was him. Vra'kor had arrived. From the axe-shaped rim of the great cavern mouth, the optical camouflage peeled apart like a warped mirror surface, revealing a towering figure clad in black metal armor etched with marks of war. The predator mask caught the red glare of the crystals around them, turning him into a metal phantom in this land of death. Vra'kor roared. A foul stench, thick with sulfur, poured out of it. 20 of them charged at him like hellhounds, 4 arms twisted into brutal attack formations. Vra'kor did not hesitate. He stepped straight into the storm of flesh. Darius slid behind a cracked crystal boulder, his heart hammered as if trying to tear out of his chest. He no longer thought about escaping. He only hoped he wouldn't be ripped in half in the chaos. Red dust coated his breathing mask, making every breath feel heavy and scorching, as if hot steel scraped down his throat. Ahead of him, the sounds of battle detonated. The first 2 Vra'kor leapt in from left and right and were immediately forced back. Vra'kor spun too fast for the eye to follow, wrist blades slicing through the air with a piercing shriek. Purple blood fanned out in an arc, stinking of burnt metal. A third creature lunged from behind. Without looking, Vra'kor swung his left hand. The plasma spear flared to life. A sharp violet thrust pierced straight through the monster's throat. It collapsed before it had time to scream. The entire fortress shook with each movement of the Yautja. The Vra'kor, even outnumbering him many times over, were pushed back step by step. Hale swallowed hard, forcing himself deeper into cover. His legs trembled so violently he could barely feel them. Just don't see me. Just don't. A shadow slid across his vision, freezing him in place. A smaller Vra'kor, but with blazing red eyes and rows of jagged teeth, pressed its snout close to his face. Its forearms spread, curling in as if to seize its prey. Darius exhaled a dry, strangled breath. The creature roared. But before it could pounce, a high, metallic hiss like a blade cutting steel rang out from behind it. A blue bolt shot clean through its head. Its heavy body collapsed at his feet. Hale turned, only to find no one there. Only a fading blue glimmer on a distant rock wall, the dying end of a plasma shot. Vra'kor. He hadn't saved him. He had merely removed an obstacle from his path. But the real battle had only begun. From deep within the fortress, the Vra'kor chieftain emerged. A monster over 4 meters tall, with double layers of horned armor like mountain rock and a mouthful of teeth arranged in 3 spiraling rings. Each step it took cracked the crystal floor beneath it. Darius nearly forgot to breathe. The chieftain roared, a guttural, thunder-deep sound strangled by its own mass. The remaining Vra'kor immediately fell back, clearing space for their lord. Vra'kor stood facing it. The air between the 2 hunters seemed to freeze, compressed so tightly one could almost hear the crystals vibrating. Then everything exploded. Vra'kor charged with a speed that defied its size. The ground burst under its steps. Vra'kor leaned aside, dodging the first sweeping strike, but the second, thrown from its 3rd arm, caught him by surprise. The blow hurled the Yautja into a crystal pillar, shattering it into thousands of red shards. Darius heard the harsh, merciless clang of metal against stone. Vra'kor sprang up instantly. This time, he attacked first. He lunged forward with wind-splitting speed. Twin wrist blades stabbed into the gaps between the chieftain's thick armor plates, sending 2 jets of purple blood arcing through the air. The monster roared and whipped its tail toward him, a strike strong enough to break open the hull of a small starship. Vra'kor raised an arm to block. A thin fracture split across his armor, but he did not take a single step back. The 2 hunters twisted together like storms of metal and flesh. Every impact was an explosion. Every movement carried death. Blood, crystal dust, and heat blurred into a red haze consuming the chamber. Vra'kor sank its teeth into his shoulder. Vra'kor roared, a low, furious sound. He drove his blades straight into the creature's mouth, shearing through metal-hard teeth, then kicked with brutal force, snapping its head backward. The chieftain fell for a single second, just one, but it was enough. Vra'kor activated the device on his wrist. A searing blue plasma flare ignited. A deafening crack split the air. The chieftain's head fell, rolling across the stone like a heavy, lifeless boulder. The fortress fell silent. The remaining Vra'kor, seeing their leader slain, shrieked in panic and fled into the depths of the crystal maze. Vra'kor bent down, lifted the severed head with one hand, calmly, coldly, as if it were nothing more than another trophy among countless hunts before this one. Darius watched from afar, lungs tightening. He shot to his feet, sprinted away from the crystal pillar, not daring to look back even once. Only one thought burned through his mind. If Vra'kor could kill a monster like that, then with him, it would take only a glance. Hale ran, stumbling over scorching stone steps, racing through crimson corridors like the throat of a volcano. Behind him, the silhouette of the Yautja still stood among the corpses, towering like an exiled god of war. Darius did not look back, did not dare. He only ran. Only when his breath tasted like hot metal and his legs felt ready to snap did he finally stop at the entrance of his old cave. There, with the hot wind sweeping across the red desert, he collapsed against the rock and gasped for air. In his mind, the image of the severed head, its purple eyes gone dim, and the Yautja lifting it like a trophy burned itself into him completely.